All right, we're going to be doing some fantasy hockey content this year. We do fantasy hockey content every single year. Technically, this is the 5th year that we're doing it. The only difference is we're going to be doing the video recordings on top of the articles. So before we used to just put out the articles, now we're doing the video recordings. We did the Sean Allen challenge in the past, but I mean, over and over and over and over again, how much more do you want me to beat the dead horse? Like, and again, I'll say this, I'll say it again, I'll say it 1,000 more times. Like, I don't know what more you want from me. Like, I don't know what more you want from me. Last year, I went 21-1. The year before that, I went 21-1 as well. Over the last 4 years, I have never lost. We are back-to-back champions. I've never had more than 5 losses in a year, and that was when I knew nothing about hockey and it was the first year I was doing it. So, let me say this before we get started here today. I am the single best fantasy hockey player in the world. Nobody else will admit it mostly because they're scared. I've tried to get into expert leagues. They don't want anything to do with that because I would expose them on the spot. So, and I'll say this. I've been playing fantasy football my whole life. Fantasy hockey to me is so much easier. And maybe it has to do with the fact that so many people are in fantasy football, so their rankings aren't as abnormally outrageous. But when it comes to fantasy hockey, Sean Allen has no fucking clue what he's doing. And until that changes, we will continue to take advantage. And look, I'll show you it again. I'll show you it again. Like, I don't know what more you want from me. 21-1 last year. And we've been doing this every single year. Like, the first year, I knew nothing about hockey. It was the first year I tried it. I went 7-6 in the regular season, figured it out, ended up winning. Now, the last 3 years, I've lost, 4 combined weeks out of all the weeks? So, if you want to win fantasy hockey this year, you have come to the right place. We will start with the fantasy cheese list for the goalies and defensemen for this video. We're going to split it up into 2, but the goalies, defensemen, and forwards, we're going to put all those videos out in terms of cheese, OnlyFans, same as we did for fantasy football. And I'll stress this one more time. Until ESPN gets rid of Sean Allen, or at least has more help beyond Sean Allen, we will continue to basically go undefeated every single week. And if you listen to me, you're basically guaranteed to win. So we're going to get right into it. We're going to start with the goalies today. And let me start by saying this. If we go to last year's goalie list, you'll notice a trend. And that is Ilya Sorokin's ranked 10th. And Jake Ottinger's ranked 15th overall. And Gordiev's ranked 19th overall. And here comes Shesterkin at 23rd overall. And here comes Hellebuck at 28th. And Saros at 33rd. And Allmark at 38th. How many goalies do you got in the top 100? Samsonov at 79. Look at all this. And again, I was basically 100% of Matt Murray. Who did I miss on here? Except for maybe Hellebuck, who was properly ranked, and Swayman. Everybody else, the 13th, 14, 15 that I went 13 of 15 last year. And this right here goes to show that maybe Sean Allen is improving. Now look. Golden rule. Do not pick a goalie inside the top 100. You will lose every fucking time. Stop doing it. Stop picking goalies inside the top 100. And I'm going to make this argument again. Goalies are the running backs of the NFL. And it's different. When it comes to hockey. Because look, man, they're bullpen pitchers in baseball. That's really the fair comparison. They're bullpen pitchers in baseball. They go like this all the fucking time. Look at what we talked about Jack Campbell. We talked about Grubauer, Darcy Kemper, Vanacek. Who on this list was worth paying? Who's worth paying on here? You know? Who's worth paying? Bennington, Mrazek, who's worth paying? So if you notice, by the way, if you notice what's going on here, let's switch it over to the ESPN rankings this year, which he hasn't put out his rankings list yet. But you'll notice I've made such a fool out of this fucking idiot that it turns out he's actually listened to me this year. So if you go through his rankings, they're all right here. Here's the ESPN projections. He doesn't have his rankings listed, but he has the projections out. There's no goalies. Look at it. 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 There ain't one goalie inside the top 50. And if you go back to last year, again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He had 7 goalies inside his top 50 last year. This year's got 0. I'm going to say this, and I don't have factual evidence that it's the case, but I know it's the case. He has watched how badly I've embarrassed him, and he made the adjustment. Good for him. Bravo to Sean Allen. Good for him. Good for him for making the adjustment. Now, he'll never come out and say that he made the adjustment because of me, because it makes him look bad. But we know that's what happened. We know that's what happened. How do you go from 7 goalies inside the top 50 to 0? And by the way, it gets more interesting. Let me share it again. Let me share it again because I'm not even done. It couldn't be more drastic. We're not even talking about 0 in the top 50. We're not talking about 0 in the top 50. I'm gonna keep scrolling. Tell me when you find a goalie. Tell me when you find one. Tell me when you find one. You got Fabian Zetterlund ahead of all the goalies. Look at, I still haven't found a goalie. I still haven't found a goalie. You got Trent Frederick ahead of all the goalies. I haven't found one. Not one. I'm gonna go back and share that list again. Because this is what it was last year. Peep the date. Let's pull up the date. Where's the date? The 23rd, September 15th, 23rd. Or 2023. Sorry, I'm all over the place. And then I come out and say, do not pick any goalie inside the top 100. I make a total fool out of this guy. He's got last year, he had 11 goalies inside the top 100. 11. This year he's got 0. Do you think that's an accident? Nope. This is the truth. I've embarrassed that fucking piece of shit, Sean Allen, so badly that he had no choice but to adjust. And good for him for making the adjustment. I wish that he would come out and say, thank you, Trey, for making me smarter at my job. We know that's not going to happen. But it goes to show just another thing that I've changed in the sports media world that I'll never get credit for, and that's perfectly okay. I watched Zach Wheeler pitch the other night. I'm the one who was responsible for signing him with the Phillies. I'll never get credit for that. We'll add this to the list. That we've become smarter about drafting goalies in fantasy hockey. Thank you, Trey. What else do you want me to say? I mean, I've changed the industry again. I won't get credit for it, but that's okay. I will get credit for eventually because all the evidence is out there. I just wish you, the viewer, would do your job in terms of like, hey, the more I help me, the more I help you. That's the way it goes. Anyway, I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep screen sharing this because it's so drastic from one year to the next that it can't be interpreted any other way other than the fact that I literally changed the industry. Where is the goalies? So this is unchanged. Look at unchanged, no goalies. I should have did this from the start. That's okay. The top 50, you'll notice, still Hedman, still no goalies. Well, I'm on all players. The goalies are in here now. Where are the goalies? Where are they? Fabian Zetterlund. Fucking random fuck on the Sharks. Oh, here we go. First goalie. Vasilevsky at 70. Which isn't outrageous. But again, excuse me. Again, one goalie inside the top 100. One. And it's a 2-time Stanley Cup winning goalie. One. You got Hellebuck outside the top 100, which at 101, I think is a fair price. Pick 70 for Vasilevsky. I think I got him like 95th overall last year. Fair price. Not going to complain about that. But we're talking about putting William Eklund, who had a negative 33 on ice rating last year from plus minus on the Sharks. He's above every single goalie except 2. Let's keep going. Evander Kane's going to miss multiple months of the season. He's above every goalie except 2. Like, this is insane. Here comes Shesterkin at 128. If I can get Shesterkin at 128, sign me up. Sign me up. Like, I've shown you all the evidence. Look at this. We've gone through 3 goalies inside the top 150. 3 goalies inside the top 150. 3. Don't tell me I haven't changed his rankings. There's no other way to interpret it. I'll keep going. 150. Like, where are the goalies? Okay, here's Demko, who's hurt. This is goalie 4. We're still going. Philip Kurashev is above every single goalie except 4. That's crazy. He's taking it too far the other way now. Look at this. Saros is at 187. You know what I mean? Okay, but anyway, we're going to stop it right here because now we're going to get to the cheese list. And as I tried to show you, there is a clear gap between how he ranked the goalies last year and every single year before that. Every single year before that, we've been crushing this guy about how he's ranked the goalies too high. You can check my 2022 post. You can check my 2021 post. We've been banging on this guy for fucking 4 years now about how he's completely and utterly delusional about how he ranks goalies. We humiliate him. Go search the YouTube channel. Type in Sean Allen. We didn't even record one last year because we didn't even feel the need to because it's beating a dead horse. Now, he's got 1 goalie inside the top 100. One goalie inside the top 100. 2 goalies or 3 goalies in the top 150. Last year, he had 30 goalies in the top 150. So again, I don't know how I can stress this other than the fact that we literally changed ESPN's fantasy hockey rankings. We'll never get credit for that, but you're welcome. You're welcome. And maybe you're not. You're welcome because now it's a little bit harder. But he's changed it so far the other way that you can almost get any goalie that you want and pay a fair price for him. So maybe that's a good thing. Either way, Trey changed the game. And there's no other way to interpret it. Now let's do the cheese list. And what the cheese list represents is we're going into our draft and we're crossing names off the list. But what I tried to show you is this year, none of the goalies are ranked crazy. None of the goalies are ranked crazy. So you got to be really diligent about which goalie we really don't want to pick. And again, none of these goalies are ranked outrageous. But I think there's a couple. Having said all of that, I think there's a couple that we want to avoid. So let's get into that now. And there's really only a couple. I mean, they're all bordering on free. They're all bordering on free now. Okay, so number 1 here is going to be Allmark. We're going to go with Allmark as our... We're only doing 2 because, as I try to show you, we may as well just go to the goalie rankings, right? Because I just tried to show you. Okay, so... If we go to the goalie rankings, we're going to circle these 2 right here. Goalie 6 and goalie 7, I'd rather have better options. And like, look, man, I can get fucking Sorokin so late. I can get Ottinger so, like, I can get some of these guys so late. Okay, here's a perfect example. Swayman's gonna pop off this year. If I even try to find fucking Swayman, what's he on page? He's on page 4, right? He's below Eric Holla and above Jason Zucker. So do you understand what I'm trying to say here? At the end of the day, he used to be totally fucking insane over here. But now it's almost you can get any goalie that you want. I mean, you legitimately can reach 50 to 100 spots on any goalie that you want, and you'll pay a fair price as long as they perform. That's how it is now, which maybe I ruined it for everybody. But I would rather do my job and try to educate the public. We can still take advantage. Like, I'll go over the OnlyFans list for the goalies at a future date, but we can still take advantage here and get goalies that we like and still win the league. So the two that I'm going to focus on are right here, Linus Ullmark and Sergei Bobrovsky. Let's go ahead and just pull up some of these stats here now. Let's share this time instead. So Ullmark, I feel really bad for him, man. I feel really bad for him. I really do. I feel really bad for him. Like, I think this guy's gone. And it has nothing to do with Ullmark. It's just, look, man. Can we just pull... Like, here's a perfect example. A lot of this is like, dude, like, goalies, your blue line is so important. Your blue line is just so important. So if we just go back, and he didn't have a great year last year, but with Minnesota, 931, and then, like, this is the perfect example of goalies. They go like this constantly. Who's the last fucking Ottawa goalie that performed well? Like, just, like, who's performing well? We just go to Korpisalo last year. And they signed him to a huge contract, and they immediately got rid of him. Right? Okay, so with the LA Kings, he's got a 921. And then earlier that year with the Blue Jackets, he's got a 911. He plays for Ottawa, he goes down to 890. This is a bad team. The Senators team is a bad team. And by the way, I think they're worse this year. So we just go to the line combinations, right? This is the D-core. That is tasked with helping Ullmark. I like Shabbat, but he's been hurt a lot. I like Sanderson, but he's an offensive player. They don't got anybody. Nick Jensen, old. Artem Zub. He wouldn't even crack Boston's fucking team. Compare this to what the Bruins got going on. This is what's helping the Bruins. It's not close. I'd take McAvoy above anybody that they got. Hampus Lindholm, Zadorov, Carl, like, this is what he's leaving. Now he has to play for this. And by the way, huge coaching downgrade. Before Ullmark had Bruce Cassidy, he had Jim Montgomery, both really good hockey coaches. Now you're walking into this shit show. Good luck. So if we just go back to the rankings here, there's just guys that I'd rather have over Ullmark. And here's the biggest thing. It's 4 points for every time a team wins, and it's 8 points every time a goalie gets a shutout. How many times? Okay, so last year he had 2 shutouts with the Bruins. He had 22 wins with the Bruins, 2 shutouts. Maybe he'll start more games, but he'll probably have more nightmare performances now too, where he's given up 4 and 5 goals because the fucking Senators can't do anything. Like, let's just go back to this. NHL goals allowed. Right? Let's just do this. Goals allowed per game. Goals against per game. Here we go. Goals against per game. Ottawa Senators. Pretty much dead last. It ain't gonna fucking matter what goalie you put in there. They ain't gonna perform that well. You know what I mean? Like, here's a perfect example. And maybe some people that are watching this aren't football fans, but what's going on with Bryce Young right now? I don't care who you put under center for the Carolina Panthers. They're not playing well. And Bryce Young isn't blameless because, look, he's got his limitations. We all knew that going in. But it ain't gonna fucking matter here. Allmark's not gonna play well. And it's a miracle if he does play well. Like, they're giving up. They're giving up basically 3.5 goals per game. You go to the Bruins, it's a big difference, huge difference. And I don't see why this would change. One goalie, okay. Okay, so I just think, and again, the overall ranking, as I tried to show you, isn't crazy, but in terms of the goalie rankings, I ain't putting Allmark at 6. No. I don't give a fuck who starts for the Senators. They're not going to finish as the 6th best goalie. And then last but not least, I thought about putting Georgiev, but again, he plays for the Avalanche. He had 38 fucking wins last year. Despite the fact that his save percentage was ass. And he was on the cheese list, and we were totally right about Georgiev. But now he's being ranked in a spot where, shit, if he's just picking up wins for the Avalanche, he's worth the 190th pick or whatever. So, anyway, last one we're going to do is Bobrovsky. If we go back to this, goal prevention thing from last time, as I tried to show you here, Senators down here. Panthers, really good at goal prevention last year. Really good. What's the chance they finish first, though? You know, like, what's the chance they finish first again? This one's a little bit multi-layered. So if we just go to Bobrovsky. Right? If we just go to Bobrovsky. Last year was good. He had a 915. By the way, his best mark since 2017, 2018. Goalies are like this. What are the chances he posts a 915 again and the Panthers are the number 1 defensive team in the league? I don't buy it. I mean, he could easily go back down to this. He could easily go back down to this. He could easily go back down to this. There's so many layers to this. Number one, what are the odds that the Panthers finish as the best defensive team in hockey again? Probably not. And Barkov's fucking amazing. We know that. And Gustav Forsling's one of the most underrated defensemen in the league. We know all of this. But we've seen Bobrovsky go like this. And a huge thing about these goalies is they're adrenaline junkies. This guy, you just go to his playoff numbers, right? Can we just go to his playoff numbers? Here's his playoff numbers. I mean, there are times Bobrovsky takes his game to the Panthers just won the Stanley Cup. Over the last 2 years, we've seen what has happened. Avalanche, take a step back. Not as good in the regular season. Golden Knights, they just got, they get 8th in the Western Conference this past year. Vegas is going to be way better than that. I think there's a real chance that Florida they could easily still make the playoffs, but take a step back. Just the Stanley Cup hangover, I think, is very real. And if we just go to their lines, right? Their defense core got way worse. They lost Montour. They lost Ekman Larson. This was their third pair last year. Now is their second pair. Their third pair this year is guys they picked off the street for free. Nate Schmidt got bought out. Adam Boquist got bought out. They're basically asking 2 buyouts to save them. Ekblad, he's hurt a lot. He now has to carry the first unit power play. Does that affect his offensive game? Or his defensive game, sorry. I don't know, but this is risky. Their defense is way worse. They lost Stenland. You know, like, okay. So, I think we can just leave it at that, right? We went over basically everything I needed to show you. The goalies, they're ranked completely different based on any year prior. Last year, 2022, 2021. Go back and read any of the old posts I have. The goalies have now been significantly altered in terms of the rankings, and we know the reason why. Go to the YouTube channel, Google Sean Allen. You'll find everything that you need to know. There's a reason why he made the adjustment, and it has everything to do with the fact that I've been embarrassing him over the last how many years.